Well, obviously this is a different video than usually you see on this channel, so, pull up a chair or, whatever, and, let's talk. So, I've been meaning to kind of say something for a little bit now, and if you've already been around, I'm sure you kind of already know what I'm going to get into, but just in case you don't, then here it is. Now, don't worry, this isn't some major drama, okay, so we're all good there. I'm not canceled just yet. But I do want to talk about the state of this channel, me, and what's going to be going on with the rest of you guys. And, I think it's imperative that I do that just because of the fact that I've always wanted to be upfront with you guys. I've always wanted to be open. And I've wanted to be more so than I think most content creators should be. And, yeah. So I guess... So there's a video a little over a year ago called, I Need to Be Honest With You. Okay? And that's where essentially I opened up and I told you how I was going to put my all into this YouTube journey. Okay? And how if I didn't make it within a certain time, there's going to be my one go at it. And if it didn't work out, then I'm done. So let's talk about that journey, because I'm sure you guys have seen the uploads kind of slowing down. So after all that, I essentially tried and quit my job to put, whatever I had saved up to try and keep doing uploads and stream every day. Okay. And I won't lie, the number one thing I've always wanted, okay, I wanted this year to go well, especially since I saw my audience growing. But it's also just one of the things where it's like, I didn't want to sit on my deathbed and wonder if it was possible. I didn't want to sit on my deathbed and think, you know what, I don't want to be the guy that wish I did something and tried, even though it didn't make a lot of sense. I wanted to actually be the guy that went out and did what he could, okay? I don't really care how sad this sounds. I feel like a lot of my life I've been... I really do believe the world is against me. And I've been rebuked at every moment. But this one time, I wanted things to be different. Almost as if like the world hasn't really given me many chances. So I did this, right? And it went okay at first, but essentially I did a bunch of streams. You guys saw already, I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of streams this year alone. I guess last year, 2024, right? And I also had tons of videos, tons, okay? And I felt very proud of them. I learned a lot, and it's really funny how this channel came about. I actually have my OG channel, right? And that is the BLUE Blue Digit channel, okay? Well, that channel was dying for a bit, and it's really funny just because, like, the fact that, like, I really do think the algorithm fucked me. And for the longest time, I had this imposter syndrome where it's like, you know what, I'm not worth shit. No one cares about me. No one wants to watch my content. I'm just, fuck it, right? So, I kind of got disparaged, especially with my streams. It's like, I was very lucky because I had, a good community that's around. But at the same time, though, it's like, when you're not seeing growth and you're putting all your effort in more than other people and you're looking around yourself, you got to question yourself, like, what's going on, right? Well, eventually, I'm going to do this other thing because I really was into Dead by Daily at the time. So I did a Dead by Daily channel. One of my first uploads immediately got to a 3,000 views within, like, a week, less than a week. And I remember, like, it blew my mind. I was like, it's like, you never see the MCU movie with Thor, and he's like, I'm worthy! That's what it felt like. It was like, wow, actually, you do have value here. To put this in perspective, at the time on the OG channel, it'd be hard just to sometimes break or go over 50 views. Literally, that in and of itself was hard. So that kind of tells you how bad it was. And I remember when I looked in the algorithm on my old channel just to see if I was looting or something, the main thing that was saying it was recommended similar to my channel, let me mind you, I'm a gaming horror channel at the time, was car mechanic shit. So, what the fuck? Clearly, my channel was fucked, and it was scuffed. And doing that really gave me the sense of, maybe, I can do it. I'm not going to give up yet. And there's this concept called a sunken ship fallacy, okay? And essentially, it's, you don't want to give up. So, even when you know that everything's going wrong, you're just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And sometimes it's not exactly the thing. And here's what I want to say to you guys, in case you're ever in the position where you think, you know what, I just got to stop putting stuff into this. There's nothing wrong with recalibrating. There is everything wrong with giving up. There's something wrong with recalibrating. Everything wrong with giving up. I'm not sure if you guys get the difference, but trust me, you'll understand if you think about it, okay? And that's exactly what I did. I recalibrated. I'm like, you know what? This Dead by Daylight channel, I'm not really into Dead by Daylight anymore. Fuck it. But there's one thing I did want to try. And I had a lot of good times with my friends with it, and that was Roblox. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try I'm going to start over. Okay, I'm going to make this new one, and I'm going to try actually just working with the algorithm for once. I'm going to do whatever I want. I want to do some clickbaity titles, go for it. If I want to make some, completely out of this world fucking video and a wacky, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to make it short, long, edited, not edited, I'm going to do that, right? But this time I'm going to focus in with a niche and try it. and it did well. I'm sure you guys can see that. This channel has been up for about, what, 2 years now, and it's done pretty okay. I've gotten this channel to the amount of subs it has in literally less than a quarter of the time that it did for the other channel. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. And there's so many things where it came down to, you know, me meeting new people, going down different avenues, dealing with a lot of shit. And I'm very proud of myself for being able to I guess, be willing to risk it all for believing in myself again. Well, as I was doing this, I mainly wanted to get into the horror genre. However, and I hate bringing this up, but I'm going to just, you know, so I can explain it. I was part of the CC community game, right? I've always wanted to get into a game or community that actually feel like my choices matter, like I mattered. And the CC one was called Birdcage. Sigh, okay? And at the time, you know, I did make some good friends. I still have a lot of people I do speak to that are around that I met from that. But I also met a lot of terrible people. And I met a lot of people that when there's something wrong, they would not speak up about it. They would only speak up if it was affecting them. But if they saw someone getting harassed, or, you know, if there was some kind of racist shit, or there's a lot of bad stuff, okay? I don't want to speak about it that much just because I don't want to taint this video. But just trust me, like, almost everything that you can think that happened, that was bad, like, happened, okay? And I shit you not, I was literally the only one that spoke about any of it, that spoke up against any of it. And I think the only one that actually genuinely gave a shit without actually trying to get their own recognition from it. That's why when I did leave and all that, it was, you know, it was hard because I lost a lot of my fan base. That's when I put all my marbles, and this is where we're getting more cop to date, right? So this is last year, literally, again, around June. I was doing a bunch of Birdcage shit, and it was helping my community a lot. It was helping me grow. I was getting massive views. I mean, some streams would get hundreds of viewers, right? And there came a time where I'm like, you know, I'm tired of all this bullshit. I'm going to call it out. And that's where obviously all this drama and shit happened. And I went against it. And in doing that pursuit, obviously, I had a choice to make. Either I can keep my mouth shut and keep going with this shit and, you know, keep growing. Or I can stuff it and fall. But at least keep my morals. And that's what I did. Okay. And obviously, you know, in a sense, my channel took a hit. It took a lot of drama, a lot of shit that I was so exhausted with, so exhausted. And people that I felt were my friends weren't. A lot of people were really flaky. It really taught me a lot. But I decided to move forward, whether it be alone or not. And you know, not many people from the community. I mean, it was until way after that actually, you know, essentially people realized how bad shit was. And, you know, they actually reopened the game. So, like, you know, I'm really sad about that. But there was a lot of drama that went down that people finally realized how fucked Birdcage is. There's a lot of people that aren't going to come back. But you know what? It's with anything. You know, there's going to be evil and people just want to suck it up. Well, I moved on. I remember moving on and having later my view count crash. And everybody be like, oh, why aren't you doing this thing again? You know, it's going to, you know, it's what's making you popular. And I'm like, the first thing in my mind is like, you know what? Everyone's just going to look at me and see how much I'm falling and failing and just crashing because of this. And I remember it got me really depressed. And I felt so alone, man. Like, my depression was so bad where it's like, this is already it. I was not meant for this. I'm doing what I think is right, but it's like, fuck, dude. Doesn't feel like it. And nor does it feel like the world's appreciating me for it, okay? And I'm not going to get too much into it, but even with, like, other friends and family, it was a bad time. It was a very bad time. Sorry, I'm trying to think I'm going to say this next part. I remember in my mind, though, it's like, I can't give up. This is what it takes to be great. This is what it takes if you want something. I remember sometimes I'd edit and upload it and it wouldn't matter. And edit and upload it and it wouldn't matter. And just kept going and grinding. I got so depressing to a point where it's like I'm waking up every day doing something that I hate. And I just hate this. And nobody gives a shit. And nobody gives a shit about me. And at times I do think that's true. In a roundabout way. I do think there's a lot of times where it's like people only give a shit when it's beneficial, when it's convenient. Well, it was one night. I remember I was exhausted. I was so fucking exhausted. But I took this one video. I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm just gonna quickly edit it and push it out because you know I gotta keep moving. Just like working out, you can't just skip a day. You have to keep going. And I uploaded it, and days went by. And this one video randomly just popped off. I remember, again, I'm thinking, like, this is going to be the end of me. This, like, I'm never going to come back from this. I'm never going to have a moment again just from myself growing. It's always going to be because of someone else or something else. I'm never going to have another moment. And this video, I'm forever proud of, because I think it literally proved me wrong, and it made me so proud of the fact that I actually did go on my own and decide to do something that was bigger. My biggest video at the time actually wasn't even the Birdcage stuff. That was actually what hurt my channel through the algorithm. Okay, so it was hurting me. I just wanted to do it because I enjoyed the community. I wanted to support it, but obviously, it wasn't mine to support, and obviously I made a mistake in supporting it. However, the one before that was this little game called The Intruder. Okay, my top video from that was 40,000 views. Not bad. That's actually pretty okay. But 40,000 in the grand scheme of things isn't anything insane, right? It's good, but nothing insane. The next video that I uploaded that was huge, the one that did well, was 358,000 views. And it is the Roblox horror game that broke expectations. I remember feeling so proud of myself. I remember, like, I've never had a video getting that big, okay? My other biggest video was a Lamando video from my other channel, and it's around, like, 100, maybe 16,000, okay? I could be wrong about that a little bit, but, like, it's either that or higher, okay? And I never had a video this big, okay? I remember I felt so proud of myself. I literally just sat there in disbelief, almost, like, I'm not sure. I wanted to tear up, because it meant so much to me knowing that I actually had worth in my struggle. And even going forward alone, I could do something. And luckily for me, I did upload a few more videos after that, and they were growing, and it was doing well, and it was getting pushed. A few videos after, they were like, 8K, 10K, right? They're doing well, and I was very proud of myself for that. But then here comes the bad thing. Yeah. So I don't want to get too much into detail, but essentially, I had to go for a bit because there was family struggles, right? And I had to go down south, a long car drive. I was away from my my computer, my stuff for a while, and I got into this really bad. I got into a car crash, okay? And because of this time that I was not there, because of that, and because of the fact that essentially I did go into for the depression because of again, I'll just say we're dealing with family and friends. I lost the opportunity. I had to focus on life. I had to focus on resetting myself, and this essentially once in a lifetime opportunity that I felt like I earned myself to grow through the algorithm itself. The next time I came back, and I was fighting. Like, if you guys know what it's like dealing with, that kind of struggle, it's hard to come back. And I remember how, like literally just struggling through streams. Only a few people remember this, but like I would stream and it was just like I literally just wanted to just rot, man. But it's like, if I didn't just keep, I guess, greasing myself and moving forward, I would have wanted to just rot away and forget about everything, pretend like I never even did this. So I eventually did make some videos, and by the time it happened, it was like a month or two later, and it's still, the algorithm was not there for me anymore. Everything was fucked. I remember saying that, I was like, fuck. So I just kind of passively upload stuff, and I was like, well, okay, back at it. But in my mind, it's like, I still can't give up. And I kind of realized that in my heart, I know that I'm not going to be able to make it through this. I know that it wasn't going to happen. But the one thing I always wanted, the one reason I fought this hard, the one thing I've always wanted to prove to other people, because it's like, I always knew I never felt like I was meant to make it. I always knew that things were going to be harder for me than other people, okay? And I wanted to prove to those people that I actually do go through their struggles, or feel like they're not worthy, or feel like, everything that they do is against them. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be the example, the one who did it, the one that actually did prove themselves. But, I always thought, and this is when I was having a hard time too, it's like, if I did get everything, if I did have it all work out, would that be better? And the conclusion I came to was no, because that's not my story. My story is of the person that struggles and fights hard to rebuke their own destiny. And that's what I've fought to do, and that's what I have done. Multiple times there was things that I shouldn't have been able to do. Tons of things I shouldn't have been able to fight for. Even this, I'm essentially just wasting money on. But at the same time, it's like, I love it, and it's a promise, and it's a care a passion, a dream that I've felt so strongly for that I can't give up on. And so, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do anything, I can't force people to subscribe, right? I need to do things that are in my control. Because whenever things were in my control, whenever I did things solo, and this sounds arrogant, but I would usually win. If I ever just focused on only like working out, I would do great. If I only just focused on a job, I would do great. Okay, if it was just a me thing, I would do good. But the moment I had to like focus on essentially have faith in other people, it doesn't always turn out because you can't control the people, right? And I mean, I thank God for that, but it's just the way it is. And it's the same thing with YouTube and stuff. And that's why I think I've always had this passion for it, because it's like, what if I could reach out, but it's just yeah. So I was like, at the very least, I want my effort to be undeniable. I want everyone to look at me and know that I tried my hardest, so hard that even my enemies, people that hate me and despise me and ridicule me, would look at me and be like, yeah, that's the guy that works. I might not like him, but he puts in the effort. That's what I wanted. And that's what I got to work on doing. I uploaded video after video after video after video after short after short after short after short after short. Like, I'm pretty sure one of the months I literally got out like 50 pieces of content collectively. And I just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going. And a lot of them would just do okay. But eventually, I started just trying out different things, trying to keep learning, trying to keep going, even though I knew statistically we're not going to make it most likely. And we didn't. But it was still something beautiful to think about and try. And that's where I actually got to the new whole the new thumbnail and title kind of look. I'm really proud of it, actually. I think it looks great. I like the new aesthetic. But and I felt proud of myself because there were some bangers I actually made that actually did well. There's some videos that I felt really proud of, and I did some goofy shit. Like, for example, I did this one where you had to sign petition and whatnot. That was a fun video. Or obviously the other video where it was like the fish game one where I remember I made a whole thing on that. Like, well, that got over like 10K views, and I was really proud of that. I also had some other videos I did really well. Like, I did a Daybreak one that had a few thousand views. But my point is, these are things that, beforehand, I would never even thought I'd be able to do. And now it's like I could actually genuinely, truthfully achieve them if I put my mind to it. And I felt so proud of that. And it felt good, too, having people be like, oh, yeah, that looks good. Oh, yeah, that seems nice. Oh, yeah, this is kind of turning out. It felt good knowing that's actually come together. And it all kind of was piecing itself. And, of course, friends would go. Of course, people would notice, but it felt lonely. But, you keep going. Because the only option then to keep going is to stop. And that's just it. So, here we are. The year happened. It's over. And I had to kind of look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, well, what now? And I had to be honest with myself. It's like, I want to keep going for this, but it's also like, I don't like doing a lot of this content now. Not the fact that I don't care for it, but it's more the fact that I feel like my own, the people that I've had come into this community, I don't inherently feel like they care about it near as much as I do, nor do they even care about me. I know some people do. I'm grateful for that. But just talking about how I feel, again, it's like, I feel like if I were to just stop, a lot of people would notice. But it's gotten to the point where it's not just about me, it's not just about them, it's something bigger. And if I was on my deathbed, what would it mean? I look at all these other people that have fought their entire life to make their goals happen. And I say here, I'm like, you know what? The thing is, I can't keep putting time limits on myself. I can't keep putting these insane things that, oh, if I do or don't, then I'm worthy or I'm not. It doesn't matter. That's the conclusion I've come down to. It doesn't matter whether I matter or not. It doesn't matter if I'm putting all this effort in and everyone knows it or not. The truth is, this matters to me. I do think it is something that has been blessed to me and that I have to focus on because it's a journey that God himself has put me on. And I do believe that, of how much time my friends have put into me, how much time that others have sacrificed for me to be able to do this goal, I can't just give up now. Whether they care about it or not anymore, there was so much time that was put into this and everything. It's accumulated into something bigger than myself. And I need to see it through. Because I do think there is something that I can offer, whether or not other people care about it. But at the same time, though, I need to do something that I care about as well for it to actually have that true passion and meaning to be put into it. Or else then I'm just the same as all these other slop content farm channels. And so, here we are. I can't lie, I still deal with the struggle where I wonder if people actually do care or where these things are going to go. But I rebuke my destiny. I am so tired of being told what I can do or what I can't do, or just good luck or what all that. Nobody knows what it's like. Not many know what it's like when you're just sitting alone in a room and it's midnight over and 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 working on something and realizing that no one's going to see it. Or probably not. But I don't care. And that's why I'm not going to give up. Obviously, it's my decision, no one else's. And I got so caught up in wanting to succeed that I forgot what this process really meant. Because obviously I do care about the process, and this goes for anyone. I mean, people can tell me what they want in the comments, be like, oh, well, it would be different for me. It'd be different for Joe and Smo. But I've already been doing YouTube and content creation for over a decade. And I have yet to meet anyone that's actually even done that. I mean, I've had a few people that would even put over 2 years into something and keep going after failing again and again and again and again. So it's like, it's very hard for me to, as mean as it sounds, like, understand a lot of people, because I have met hardly many people that have even been in the same shoes as I have, especially when it comes to as much as they've put forth, how much content, how much time, and most importantly, how much effort. It's an arrogant thing, but I do think that's true in my heart. I feel like, again, it doesn't really matter a whole lot with this thing here. And I really am glad with the Roblox thing, because it pushed me into believing myself again and actually learning how to just like keep pushing the wheel in terms of making content. Now I feel a lot better. And I actually decided, I want to take a break from Roblox shit because I got so burnt out. A lot of times I make something and it's just like, I'm not passionate about it. I'm not laughing about it. It'd be funny. It'd be cool. But it's just like very, very, very minuscule people would care about it, and it wouldn't do crazy. So I went back to the OG channel, right? I started just doing like whatever the fuck I wanted. And there have been some, like, I've been having such a good time with the OG channel where it's like, I made this one video about like who smelt a Delta, and I got like 1,000 fucking views, and it's like that was so fucking funny. Or like I'll just like yap about shows like fucking Moist Critical style, and it's fucking great, and people actually like want to yap about these things with me. And same thing with my streams. I do what I want now. I've taken a massive hit, and I can definitely tell. I think I can tell where people care or don't, because obviously I was doing Roblox for so long, and I get it, I do, but that's just the way it is, and that's also what I'm willing to do in order to make my dream come a reality in the way that I demand it to be, the way I desire it. So going forward, there probably won't be as many uploads on this thing. That being said, I do have a lot more videos and VODs left over in terms of Roblox stuff. So if you're still looking for stuff, like, they will be coming out. Okay, there is still going to be stuff coming on this channel. You'll be seeing it. I still have a lot on the horizon in terms of this channel, and I hope you guys are, okay with that. However, what I've decided is that I'm going to keep going, and specifically, I'm going to keep doing exactly what I want. And a lot of the Roblox community, I think, just could give a rip about me. But it's not even just the Roblox community. What I've realized, and maybe it's just because I've become jaded, but I feel like a lot of people could give a rip about me. I've heard so many times where it's like everyone's like, oh yeah, I care so much about you, Blue. Or it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. But it's like, again, it's only when it's convenient. And I've found so many times that a lot of people aren't always there just to, to be there to stay. And I think it is my journey. I think it is essentially my fate going forward to essentially do it my way and alone and the hard way until essentially there's a breakthrough. And then, things will change. But it was never my way to kind of pull people up slowly. And beforehand, that would hurt a lot. And in a sense, it kind of does, but I'm okay with that because it's who I am. If you guys want to see more videos, obviously, and you want to see me, keep up with this whole journey and whatnot, I'm obviously still live on Twitch most of the time. And I'm doing a lot more on the OG channel. Okay, I'll check that out. I've been doing a lot on that, and I'm not giving up on that. I've literally been uploading every day, and it's been fucking awesome. I loved it. I've been loving the hell out of it. Okay. But as for everyone else who's been on this journey with me on this channel, I want to say thank you. Okay, I'm gonna keep uploading, but I want to let everyone know where my headspace is. I want everyone to know that, I'm not giving up. I don't think I ever can. And, no matter what I say, I mean, it just sucks because, it might take another few years because, hey, let's take another job again. It's going to be, really tedious on my schedule. Fuck it. That's what happened last time. You know what I mean? I'd only be able to upload a few times at all, right? But I can't give up on this. And I need to do it my way. I need to do it the right way. And I'm so tired of just doing things for the algorithm or what other people want, or doing things because this is what everyone else needs, or I want to do things because I genuinely think that's what's going to feel right for me, whether it's something huge or something minuscule. And that's what I'm going to do because I feel like following my heart and following what's going to be to reach my utmost potential is what I need to do. And that's what I'm going to do. And I want to say, I really do want to thank everyone that's been around for all this because, you guys don't have to give any time, energy towards any of this. I mean, hell, I'm just yapping right now for all this, but, I just want everyone to know what it's been like. I want everyone to know how I've been feeling. I want everyone to know what I've gone through to make this all happen. Because, obviously, this is just how I feel. And I think that's very important. Obviously, this channel has been so much that I haven't been able to do alone. Like, for example, I remember one guy actually just straight up offered to do the channel banner for me, and he made it himself. I wouldn't have been able to do that for a while because I've hard been working on things, and yet they just did it essentially for free, and that made me very, very well blessed. Other times, though, of course, I've been harassed up the wazoo to the point where it's just it's gone disgusting. But this is where it is with the channel. This is where my mindset is, and I'm going to keep moving forward with the other channel as my main one, as it once was. And in a weird way, I really kind of, I don't know, something's just hitting me this time where it's I feel like the main channel is going to be, I feel like it's going to pop off soon. I really do. I feel like it's going to take a little bit still, but I feel like that's this time, it's going to be the time where that glows. And I'm going to be so proud of it. Again, I'm still going to be, advertising this channel, but it's not going to be as frequent. And I just want you guys to know that because of where my priorities are and where I'm going to be going forward. So I want to say thank you everyone that's been there. This has been the journey that I've been on, and if I had to do it all over again, I don't think I would change a thing. Because, even though there are things that I could have had my life go easier with, this all happened for a reason. And to know that I was able to essentially grow when it comes to maintaining my morality, when it comes to being consistent and dedicated towards doing things, and also be willing to essentially learn again. Actually be willing to actually oh yeah, I'm going to try this little thing out differently, and actually kind of open my brain up. It felt all these things accumulated into this beautiful mesh that I now feel like I have tools that I never had before, and faith in performing that I never thought I could have before as well. So, God bless you guys, and as always, smile, keep it up, and let's fight for a future so bright. You so much rise. My name is Birdcage signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video.